The application, like the website, is simple and accessible to most people. As an open community platform, the public become contributors to a larger system. This adds to the Green's unique perspectives elsewhere, while connecting to the user on a deeper level and building a greater rapport between them and the party. So let's get started, and we can delete this, as well as our views. Coming down, we can move the panels around. I kinda like it just pretty simple like this. To the right, we've got our canvas settings, so here's zoom in, zoom out. To the right is copy. But what I'll do is I'll show you how to create a new layer, and as you can see, it creates just a completely new one. So if I click copy, this copies that layer that was selected. As you can see, it's one of layer 2, and if there's images on there, it'll copy that too. So let's delete both of these because we don't need them. Clicking here creates a grid. This keeps the images clean and to the same system as everyone else's. Snapping aligns it to that, but I'll show you it a bit later. Coming to hand, we can move the canvas around. It's pretty easy, just click and drag. Let's get off that. So now that you've seen the canvas tools, we can come across and do the images. Clicking here, it drops the menu down, and we can scroll through the images that are there now. This will be added to by the community and can be culled down depending on what you select. Here we go, select this. There are a couple more I want to add to this composition, so I'll click on those two. Here we go. Now as you can see, they're both placed over top. If I click colour, it will only affect the layer on the top, and I'll show you that by moving it down here. Alright, click here and we can just drag it around freely. There we go. As you can see, when I release, this is going to snap. Now I don't want this for this purpose, so I'll just click it off and I can come back and move it around freely and it won't snap to that grid. There we go. As you can see, anything over that white canvas will not show up when printing, and that's reflected underneath. If I click on that image and drag it, it comes to the front. Click back because I actually want to take this off colour. Now showing you rotate, clicking down on the left, it moves 45 degrees to the left. Now it's pretty simple because if I come across to the right as well, it will do the same, and I'll show you that now. There you go, 45 degrees to the right, and if I hold it down, it just keeps spinning and can be released anywhere. Now I click backspace and that will take me back. Scale up, and scaling it down. Cool. Now I've got the images down, so I might just come across and we'll click it off and it zooms back up. And I can create a new layer like I did before. Now this layer won't affect the ones underneath. On here I'll put shapes. Like the images, you scan across, there's the ones here now, but there'll be more. And what I want to show you is draw your own. This is where you can create your own shapes. What I'll do is plot around here, and you can see it dropping little green points. And just keep clicking along. If I hold shift, it keeps it straight. If I click this now, it will thicken the line, and if I double click, it will fill the shape in. But I don't want that, so I'll create another one down here. Perfect. Now what I actually have to do is click back on here and get onto the hand tool so I can work back on this layer because these images are in the way. So let's just drag this off the canvas and drag this one out of the way. Now we can go back up to layer 2 and we'll click on square and we'll drag this across the water. Pretty simple, and back to draw your own again, of course. And as you can see, I can work off the white canvas space, but it won't show up when printing, so I'll have to drag it back on soon. Let's get another square and I'll put that in the sky. There you go. Alright, now this is a good tool. If I click this, the layers on that, the images on the top of that layer will be subtracted from the ones below, and we can get this. Now we can move these around independently because they're free of the actual full thing. Drag it along. I'll put the sky up here. I can scale it up, just like everything else. Now something else with the move tool that's interesting is if I drag this side, I can actually stretch the image. Alright, let's change the opacity. So this is how transparent it is, and I want it so I can see the clouds a bit better. Let's grab the hand and we'll just get this one out of the way. It's easy, and we'll drag this one down to the bottom and get it out of the way as well. Now I can drag this back onto the canvas and place it in here. I'd like to scale it up. That's good. And we'll move it in. And because it's clipped, it will be a layer above the mountains. So let's drag it along and compress it in. We've put the water back, we can click on it, and now we can work on that layer as well. There we go, that's better. And stretch it along as well. Let's place this down here. Something else interesting with this move tool is that if I grab an edge and not a side, you can stretch that edge independently of all the others. Come back up to image, and I'd like to add one of these more interesting ones in. Break it up, here we go. Scale it in. Now hopefully by the end of this there'll be like sketches and other things that people have contributed themselves. But at the moment this is our basic, so let's do some type. Now if I click on this one, it creates this, and I'll click here, and you can just write it in like normal. Now if I double click, it means it will release off this point, and I can scale it up like normal as well. Scale it down, and if I come back down and double click, there we go, I'm back into it and I can affect it again. Double click off and click here, and it takes me back to the normal cursor. Now let's create a new layer, and we'll put a logo on this one. So you've got a few in here, and this will be added to again. I just want this one, and I'll grab two of them and scale the top one up, and let's move that into place. I'll try something a bit more dynamic. There we go, and let's put this one down here and hope that's in the right place. As you can see, the Freedom can offer very unique designs, but thanks to the grounding and control professionals can give to the platform, the designs still reflect both the philosophy and the new identity of the Green Party, and potentially the global Greens.